Hi guys, so I've just finished making my second HeroQuest board. It's a little bit different from the first, as it's a bit smaller, but it's chunkier. As in, obviously the depth there, it's quite deep, and the reason for that is I built drawers into this HeroQuest board, and obviously these drawers, well, they'll contain everything I need to be able to play the game. So as you can see, I've got all my cards here. I've obviously 3D printed little card holders as well, just so the things don't fly around in there. But yeah, the idea of this is to make it, say, fully compact, but everything's in one place, which is pretty cool. I've got all my mobs are in this one. There will be more videos coming out about how I painted these little creatures, where you get them from, and all the rest, but I will leave links down below. So this entire board was pretty much made entirely using the Dragon's Rest printable sort of scenery. I'll get into a few more details about that in just a second. But yeah, so this board, lots of compartments for, well, pens, books, papers, and all that kind of stuff. But obviously, there are a lot of bits and pieces that go with the HeroQuest game. And obviously, dice. Well, you've got to have dice because we need to roll to be able to hit and move and all the rest. So I've tried to make it so anything inside these drawers isn't going to move around. So that's why I've made these little compartments for the dice. So when they are in there, yeah, they can't fall out. But as you can see, I'm missing a slot. Well, I've just been sent some new dice, and that's these first light HeroQuest dice. And I do love the look of the translucent dice, as you can see through them. So yeah, just need to take these out, pop these in, and then I've got obviously 4 sets of dice for, well, 4 heroes. Obviously, you could use more if you wanted to. I do have, well, loads of other dice as well. But yeah, they fit in there perfectly, and yeah, absolutely love this. Say they won't move around because they're kind of like snug in there. There's not a lot of room at the top, so they won't fall out when I move this. And the first light dice, well, they were kindly sent to me by Zatu Games. I'll leave a link down below. But as you'll see, yeah, very competitively priced with all their items. And talking of the items, they do a ton of stuff. So obviously, it's not just HeroQuest. They do Warhammer and all kinds of wargaming, board games, Lego, and well, just about everything. So go check them out. I did do a video recently where I showed a big case that I got from them. Store, well, all my miniatures in because I do have an absolute ton of miniatures. And this is obviously a huge big case, which keeps everything in there nice and safe and secure. So yeah, guys, check out the link down below. They haven't sponsored the video at all, but obviously, yeah, go and show them some love. So yeah, this board, well, it wouldn't be complete without some lights because, well, I absolutely love lights. LEDs and magnets. Yeah, I try and get them in a lot of my projects. So yeah, this board, as you can see, gets lit from underneath. It's simply a case of LED lights and a little battery pack there. Okay, so I think we should start getting into how I've actually sort of built this, made this. To say everything you can sort of see here pretty much is from the Dragon's Rest. Again, guys, I say this all the time, but links down below to where you can get hold of their files, check out more details about them. And obviously, they do have a Patreon page because they produce well stuff every month, which is great. So as well as the big board, as you can see here, a whole variety of other stuff that can go with the HeroQuest. I will be doing the tavern at some stage as well because I really like the idea. The adventurers start in a tavern and then they can work their way down into the dungeon. But don't worry though, if you're not interested in the sort of fantasy side of things, they do a whole range of sci-fi as well. So they got your Necromunda, your Warhammer, Kill Team, all that sort of stuff covered as well. But don't worry if you don't have a 3D printer, as I do have a commercial license with Dragon's Rest, which means, well, I can print out their pieces and sell them. So, yeah, guys, if you're interested in the board that I've made, or the pieces, or anything from Dragon's Rest, yeah, drop me an email and, well, we'll see what we can do. I don't have an Etsy page or anything as yet. I may look into that, depending on, well, what kind of interest I get in actually printing things out. But yeah, so I've got a commercial license, so I can print and, well, and paint if I wanted to or needed to, and sell them. So yeah, I've printed out a ton of bits, but as you've seen in the initial video, I've actually printed everything out at half scale. I'm really getting into, well, smaller miniatures, smaller builds, just because it's easier for me to store. And obviously when it comes to playing it, I don't need a huge table. So I've actually reduced everything down to 50%. And obviously I've been printing all these bits and pieces out on my printers called Thor and Loki, or otherwise known as Anycubic Cobra S1s. Awesome printers. I've been using these for a while now, and obviously printed everything out using them. A whole variety of different colours, so you will see the right mix match of colours coming up. But with the floor tiles, all numbered. So as I was printing them out, I was putting the number on the back because this obviously this makes it a whole lot easier when putting them together. So initially, when I was building this, again, a bit of a plan on what I'm doing, but I never normally have a full plan. So initially, I was just going to print this out as a board, which is why I'm gluing the bits together. As you can see, got a bit of greaseproof paper underneath. This just ensures that it doesn't stick to it, as I am obviously using super glue here. So yeah, initially I was just going to build the board, but then I got the idea of building, well, the whole unit to have the drawers and everything in. So I'm using some glue activator, and this is by the Color Forge. Again, links down below. This obviously just helps, well, speed up the process because sometimes the super glue, it works really, really well, as in quickly. And other times, yeah, it can take a good minute or so. So this activator spray, it instantly cures it, which is just great when you're impatient like me and you want to sort of move on to the next bit. So yeah, the AnyQ brick printer, I had it going quite a bit as obviously I was making all the drawers and bits and pieces. So these drawers, I kind of made them in Tinkercad, but obviously using some of the files from the Dragon's Rest, just so it all tied in. But yeah, I love these tree bits. Obviously, they are called tree supports because that's exactly what they look like. I must admit, I do like, I should have kept the sound in there, because I do love the little crunch that they make when you pull them off. So yeah, did loads of drawers. Got the HeroQuest logo there. Again, that's from the Dragon's Rest. So pretty much everything you can see, apart from the miniatures, is the Dragon's Rest. So yeah, guys, lots of links down below. Give them a click and, well, check out more about each individual bit. So as I say, I've been printing out on obviously a whole variety of different colours. It was literally whatever sort of filament I had left over. So again, this is where I now thought about having it raised up with the drawers, just so I could use it to sort of contain all the bits and pieces. So everything was glued together, and I wanted it to be raised off the floor. Main reason for that is so I can get my finger underneath to be able to pull the drawers out. Otherwise, yeah, you'd have to lift the board up to pull the drawers. So cunning little idea, put the little risers underneath. Yeah, then you get your finger under there and, well, pull the drawer out. So it's all multicolored, but it needs to be a single color. So good old Color Forge, yeah, they're matte black. Been using this for, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. Love their stuff. Full range of colors as well. But obviously the black is the one that I tend to use more than anything else because of the, well, the good old slap chop sort of painting technique of priming in black, dry brushing white, and then putting on speed paints, which, well, is exactly what I'm doing here. So yeah, good old matte white, and just sort of do the old dry brush. I've got my textured dry brush palette, using this for years. Works really well. As you can see there, this brush, I've probably been using that for years. It is as dry as anything. I know you will hear some people say, yeah, you should wet your dry brush. And yeah, I kind of agree. I have done it before. When you want a smoother look, so for sort of miniatures, then yeah, a wet dry brush, and then do this. But obviously I'm doing terrain. So with terrain, I kind of always prefer to do it this way because then you will get some sort of scrape marks, or it won't be as smooth looking as it should be, which works really, really well for, say, terrain, floors, walls, all that kind of stuff. So it was a case of going around, loading the brush up, taking a lot of it off, and then, yeah, dry brushing. As obviously this will now just hit the raised upper areas and it will leave all the nooks and crannies even darker. So when we come to use the speed paints, contrast paints, inks, whatever it is you may be using, yeah, they'll pull in the darker areas, which are, as you can see, a whole lot darker than the raised areas. So I'm going with the color scheme of the actual board that comes with HeroQuest, just because, well, just because I wanted to, really. Obviously, you could just paint it any old color. So you'd have seen my paint racks, yeah, 3D printed, and again they were on the Anycubic Cobra S1. There's a video, there's a couple of videos out there now. So I printed two different sizes, or to accommodate two different size bottles on my paint rack. And yeah, then it is just simply a case of going around and painting all the bricks and everything. I probably should have got my bigger brush out because I do have some bigger brushes now. But this is where I kind of get excited. I want to start doing something, and obviously as I'm filming, then yeah, I just picked up the nearest brush to me. Excuse the state of my hands. Yeah, this is a bit of a messy job sometimes. But yeah, I love it. So it didn't take too long to paint. Obviously, just going around doing each individual sort of floor on its own. But love the result, love how it's come out. And I say the Dragon's Rest, I used their sort of stuff to make my original board. That was a bit bigger. Well, I say a bit bigger. It was twice the size, so it was a lot bigger. But yeah, I'm really enjoying making and painting and playing on, well, I'll say 50% smaller. So the miniatures, they're all 50% smaller. And even my kill team. So yeah, the kill team I play with is 50% smaller now, which is just great because say it means I can have more terrain on a smaller table, which just works out so well for me because I don't have a lot of room. Obviously, I don't have a studio. I don't have a huge table. So yeah, reducing the size of things is perfect for me. So yeah, there we go. So there's the HeroQuest logo. Obviously, the little dice holders you'll have seen right at the beginning, they were 3D printed, made in Tinkercad. Obviously, very simple software, Tinkercad. I basically made a big block and then cut out bits in it that obviously accommodate all the dice. And I love the fact that there is enough room, because this is one of those happy little accidents. There's enough room to have obviously 4 sets of the HeroQuest dice, and then a load of normal dice that you use to roll around in. So there's 6 drawers in the whole of this thing. There's 4 larger ones and then 2 of these sort of slimmer ones, but certainly enough to accommodate, well, all the cards, the dice, the monsters, or say as in the miniature monsters, and all the terrain pieces. So this is what I now love about this board. Everything is contained in this one unit. I don't have to sort of, well, go through drawers or cupboards or any of that kind of stuff. Everything is literally here, which is just awesome. So I've got all the miniature mobs here, and they are on a sheet of, well, it's a magnetic sheet at the bottom, and obviously all the little miniatures have little magnets in, just so again they don't roll around or move about when I'm playing the game or moving things around. There will be some videos out, say me showing you the miniatures in more detail and me painting them. But absolutely love these little guys. Again, these are cute little figures anyway, but I've shrunk them down again by 50%, just to make them even smaller and diddier. So me and my son have already had several games of this. We used the online app so we could both be heroes. My son loves being the wizard, and I'm the barbarian, just so I can go in and do a bit of tanky. So yeah, even the doors, they all sort of clip on, which is great. All the furniture pieces. Yeah, obviously need a bit of painting on some of these, as these have just recently been printed. But yeah, absolutely love how these come out. So yeah, Dragon's Rest gets a big thumbs up for me. And again, don't forget, guys, I do have a commercial license with them, which means I can print pieces out and well sell them. And then obviously the last little thing that I did add was the lights underneath, just because, well, I'm a big kid and I love lights. So having these underneath the board is just a little extra added, well, funness, which is pretty cool. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And obviously all the links down below, click on them, check out more about all the individual sort of bits and pieces I have shown. And a big shout out and thank you to all my lovely patrons who, well, some of these guys have been here with me from the very start. So a big thank you to you guys, as you really do help me out and maintain me being able to do this full time, which is just awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to go now before I start waffling. You all take care. See you in the next one. Bye now.